Asalamu'alaikum guys, welcome back to my channel. I pray that you are all in the best of health and iman. If you are new, welcome. My name is Nafisa. I am a Muslimah life coach and I support sisters with relationship and mental health issues. So if you are looking to be coached in those areas, you can find me over on my website, which I will leave linked in the description box down below. But over here on YouTube, I make Islamic lifestyle content. So insha'Allah, you will join our family by hitting that subscribe button down below. Today's video, guys, I am quite excited. It is a requested video, but one that I was intending to do anyways. And these are my summer hacks and ways that I cope in the summertime as a Muslim woman who dresses modestly as a hijabi. The struggle is real with the heat and dressing modestly, making sure you are covered. So inshallah, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys and giving you all of my tips, things that I use to remain cool, to remain not smelling. So my first tip on smelling fresh, despite the fact that you're fully covered, is to ensure that you change your undergarments on a regular basis. And I don't just mean the regular undergarments that every woman wears. I mean especially for hijabis, you know, or people who wear jilbabs. The t-shirts that you're wearing underneath your abayas and jilbabs, the leggings, all of those type of things, try to change them on a regular basis. Try not to re-wear those clothes, especially your underscarves. For me, I just use like a smaller version of a regular hijab and I fold it and I use that as my underscarf. And so for things like this, I have to make sure that I'm changing on a regular basis in the summertime. Why? Because these are the materials that have a direct contact with our skin. And so when you have materials that have direct contact with your skin, when you sweat, those materials are the ones that, you know, absorb that sweat. And you don't want to take it off and then on a, you know, the next day when you're nice and clean and fresh, you put that right back on again. That now has all the bacteria and smell of sweat of the previous day. So try to ensure that you're changing your undergarments and you're putting them into the wash every day, especially in the summertime. Of course, that doesn't include your like hijabs and jilbabs. These are outer garments, you know, in my eyes anyway, these are outer garments. So my next tip is that when you are buying maxi dresses and maxi skirts and tops and things like that for the summertime, try to get those outfits that are not made out of see-through material. Not only for like hijab purposes and fulfilling the conditions of hijab, but also because when you buy those materials, you have to wear something else underneath it, and whatever you're wearing underneath it usually has to be quite fitted. And anything that's quite like fitted and constricted can make you feel even more hot and even more agitated, absorbs more sweat because, you know, there's no room for your skin to air out. So all of that material just absorbs the sweat and just makes you smell bad. So for me personally, I'll show you an example. I sometimes get tops that are like, I know they're, you know, thin and see-through, but I do intend to wear something else underneath it, but I keep them only for the winter time. A good example is this top. Hopefully you guys can see right here. Free flowy top, it's long sleeves and all of that, but it's quite see-through. Can you guys see through that? It's a see-through top. So I would only wear something like this in the winter time, where I don't mind having something, you know, fitted underneath it to cover me up, despite the fact that it's quite a thin material. So try to avoid thin materials for the summertime. Just have something that is a regular material that covers you quite well, so you know that you won't have to do the whole layering thing. And that's another really important tip for the summertime. If you want to remain cool, avoid layering with the exception of one thing, which I will mention later on. So one of my issues is that a lot of the time I am not 100% confident that I'm covered if I'm only wearing an abaya, right? So what I like to do then is to top it up with a kimono. I love kimonos for the summertime. This one, I don't even know, I know I didn't get this online. I think I got it from like a local boutique or something like that. But kimonos are my best friends for the summertime. Why? Because they provide me extra coverage, and I like my clothing to be like loose and flowy and free. So I like having something underneath, but something else that isn't clinging to my body. So Kimonos give me that coverage without keeping me hot, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So my next hack is this product right here. This is a Febreze fabric odor eliminator. And this is normally meant to be used for, like, you know, things that you can't wash every day. So maybe like the fabric on your sofa or your curtains, or just freshening things up and taking the odor away from things. And this is like one of my best kept secrets for how I remain clean and fresh without smelling perfumey and all of that. So how I use this is, let's say for example, I've just worn this is actually a jilbab that I'm wearing. So let's say I've worn this jilbab, I've gone out, it's hot, blah blah blah, I come in, get rid of all the undergarments and whatnot. I will spritz my jilbab with this, but I intend to wear this outer garment again, then I will spray it with this. This has such a light fragrance, but only lasts for like 5-10 minutes. So if you're looking for something to keep your clothes smelling fresh because you know you're gonna wear them again, this is it right here. You just give it a spritz, and I'm telling you guys, it gets rid of the odor. If you are in like a mad rush and there is this one particular hijab and that's the only one you have left and that's exactly what you want to wear, all I do is I spray this onto my hijab and I throw it into the dryer for like 2 minutes and I take it out. Guys, the smell is gone and it doesn't have any lingering scents either. So it's scent free and the bad odor gone. So the way it works is that you spray it until it's damp. You don't even have to spray until it's that damp, guys, and it still works really good. And it removes the odor as it dries. So as the clothing is drying, it removes the odor, and it actually really does work. So I definitely highly recommend this as a little hack for my hijabis. One of my best kept secrets, guys, and now I've shared it with the world. So Febreze should sponsor me, because now all the Muslim sisters are going to be picking this up. So if you want to work together, Febreze, I'm open to that because I love your product. Okay, so the next hack is a little bit like the Febreze hack, but slightly different, and I'm just as excited for it. And that is taking wipes with you when you're traveling. So have it in your handbag and whatnot. I like to use the ones that are made just with pure water. They're actually meant for babies, but those are my favorite ones. But I was in Costco the other day and I saw a whole pack of these and I just decided to pick them up. And they're flushable as well. So what I do with these is that, you know, sometimes when you are at work, so let's say you work a 9 to 5, or you're in school for 6 hours, or anywhere for a long period of time, and it's the summertime and you sometimes lift up your armpit and you can smell a little sun, you're not that, you know, keen on. You're gonna take this and you're going to give your armpit a nice wipe. I would even go as far as saying, for those who have like a serious sweating and BO condition, to take a little bit of a soap-free, clear, liquidy thing, apply it to one of these wipes, and then use it to wipe your armpit. So you're gonna lift your clothing up and use this to wipe underneath your armpit, and then you're going to take a couple of fresh ones as well, and again going in and wipe your armpit, and then you can reapply your deodorant, whatever deodorant you use. On the topic of deodorant, I'm still looking for a very good natural deodorant that works just as well as my current favorite. My current favorite deodorants are the Dove ones, but I am looking for a more natural version that actually works. I don't want something that pretends it works and then 2 hours later I'm smelling. I want something that works. So if anyone has any recommendation for a natural deodorant that actually works really well, let me know. My next tip is for those who are like me and wear socks as part of their hijab as well, so they also cover their feet. And I would say in the summertime you need to be changing your socks every single day. Change your socks every single day. You can buy socks affordably and just ensure that you have 5 to 7 pairs, so you've got one for every single day of the week. I always have to change out my socks like on a regular basis. It's just a habit, and I think it's a good habit, because as I've said previously, anything that has direct contact with your skin, you need to ensure that you are washing it and that you're swapping it out on a regular basis. So if you wear socks as part of your hijab in the summertime, change your socks on a regular basis, because sometimes you might find that you're smelling a little bit funny and it's none of your clothes, and you're wondering where that smell is coming from, and you don't realize it's coming from your feet. So please, sisters, ensure that you change your socks every single day. Another tip on top of wearing socks is to swap your shoes out on a regular basis. So this involves having 2 pairs of shoes that you wear interchangeably. So let's say today I wear this pair of flats, tomorrow I'm going to wear the other flats, and the next day I'll wear the next flat. Or maybe for the next two days I'm wearing these sets of shoes. After about 2 to 3 days, I'm just going to leave it alone and wear another pair of shoes. The whole point with swapping your shoes out is so that you give each of them a chance to kind of breathe and to air out. If you're constantly wearing the same exact shoes every single day and you are out of the home most days, what you will find is that your shoes will start to smell very, very quickly, because you've got sweat and you've got the oils in your body and oils from your skin and all of that, the bacteria, the dead skin cells, everything is just mixing into one another, and that's what's causing the bad bacteria and the odor that you're smelling. So this is especially important for those of you who don't wear socks as part of your hijabs, and you just literally slip your foot right into your shoes. Make sure that you've got at least 2 pairs of shoes that you can wear interchangeably, especially in the summertime, because again, you're sweating more, and so that increases the chances of bacteria developing. This next hat is another one that I'm really excited about, guys, and this is for like people who have like medical conditions where they sweat a lot. And this is actually a thing. There is a medical condition whereby people just they sweat a lot, more than your average person. So if you're this type of person and you are someone who dresses modestly as well, so you need to remain somewhat covered too, there is this thing called armpit pads. So basically it's a pad that you put onto your armpit and then wear your clothes. And so when you sweat, the pad absorbs all of the sweat, so your sweat doesn't end up going into your clothes. So sometimes you get like a massive sweat pat underneath your armpits and all of that. If you are like a modest dresser but you don't wear like loose clothing like this and all of that, and your clothes are still a little bit fitted, and you want to avoid people being able to see that massive sweat patch underneath you, there you go. There's a product for you guys now. It's called an armpit pad or a sweat pad, something like that. The next point is a piece of advice that I have for those of you who travel far from home to go to work or to go to school. So let's say you're at work or you're at school and you're about to come home, and you know that you're going to have to get onto public transport to come home. Please take a minute at the end of your day before you leave your workplace or before you leave your school, just to go to the bathroom quickly and freshen up. Because, guys, I guess this is more because I've suffered from it right before, and it's really not nice to have to get on the train or get on the bus, and like you get into the bus in the summertime and the first thing that hits you is that smell of BO. Oh my god, because everyone is sweating and everyone smells horrible because everyone's just coming back from work and school and whatnot. So take a moment to kind of freshen up. 2 minutes in the bathroom, freshen up before you come home. If you are driving and you're driving your own car, you're the only one that has to smell your BO, then do you, girlfriend. But bear in mind when you are in public as well, you don't want to offend people with any smells. So take a moment, freshen up in the bathroom before you start making your journey home. It will help if everyone considered each other when it comes to this. And so yeah, back in the days when I used to work like full-time in schools, I would just make an effort to freshen up before coming home, because I had a long journey home. My journey home was like over an hour, so I would have to take the bus and I would have to take the train as well. So I try to make an effort of just popping into the bathroom for a quick 2 minutes whenever I can. It can't happen all of the time, because sometimes you're in a hurry, you just need to get home, you need to do what you need to do. But for when you've got that little bit of extra time, just spend that bit of time freshening up before going into the public again, inshallah. So this next one is one that I definitely enjoyed doing, and that is making wudu constantly in the summertime with cold water. Seriously, I remember being at work, right, and especially on those really hot days, I would go into the bathroom during lunchtime, and when it's time for me to make my wudu, I would take my hijab off and I would just make wudu with cold water and just give my skin a few minutes to just breathe. to just air out, to just be like, and have that cold water touch my skin. It feels so good, especially when you're fasting in the month of Ramadan and you make wudu with cold water. It's just like, oh, it feels so good. So I highly recommend making wudu with cooler water in the summertime. Even if you have wudu, just go and make wudu again, because the fact that that coolness is going to hit your skin, it's going to feel like so good. So if you're feeling sweaty, you're feeling really hot, and you're at work and you're at school, whatever, find yourself a bathroom where you can make wudu and just make wudu. And try to take your hijab off as well, even if it's just for like 2 minutes. Take your hijab off, like completely off if you can and you're in a safe environment. Take your hijab off and just let your skin breathe a little bit, let your scalp breathe a little bit whilst you make the wudu, and then put everything back on. You'd be surprised how much it just sort of cools you down and just calms your body temperature. So I would highly recommend doing that as well. And the last but not least piece of hack or advice that I have for us modest dresses or hijabis in terms of keeping cool in the summertime is to make sure that you try as much as you can to wear cotton fabrics and materials. Cotton is going to keep you nice and cool. I think we all know that by now, so try. I'm not saying it's an absolute must, because most of us, we don't just go and buy a whole new wardrobe just because it's summer. We make do with what we already have. But I would definitely say if you had the choice to choose between a cotton and a non-cotton material, I would definitely recommend that you choose cotton materials for the summertime if you're looking to be cool, and also to wear lighter colors because they don't absorb heat. So guys, those were all of my hacks that I have so far regarding how to keep cool in the summertime for us hijabis and modest dresses, and how to avoid smelling bad.